our last lecture, I suppose, yeah, we were here. Um, I had asked you to prepare the savings, and I've added one point here, that is sketch the logic circuit. So you were asked to sketch the logic circuit after simplification. So please complete this and try and do it on your own. We have already done this in the class. Now, before we proceed further, there is another way. You see, we have seen the method of sum of products. Okay, when we wanted to formulate the Boolean logic, we did the method of sum of products. There is another method also, which is called as the product of sums. Okay? There's a very beautiful example given in the book by Alciator and Histand, and I would like to request all of you to go through it thoroughly. But in the meanwhile, what we can do is we can just discuss this method so that you understand it nicely. Suppose we wish to do, let's take the example which has been discussed in the book by Alciator. The example is of a half adder. So we are going to discuss the method of product of sums. You can hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So the product of sums method, this is another method for formulation, okay? For formulation of Boolean logic. Now, what is there in this method? Uh, the example that is taken is of a half adder. So if you are going to add two bits, there are several combinations which are possible. And let's consider the kind of addition which has been that we do. Let's take one bit and let's add that bit to another bit. So we are going to perform an addition of two bits, and we expect the result to be stored in a third bit. Okay. Uh, Let us say that the bit A is here, and you wish to add it to the bit B, and you have the sum over here. Okay. Now, depending upon the values of the contents in the cell A and B, you can have a carry or not. So let's say that you also have a carry bit here. So we'll keep scope for a carry bit as well, so that if the sum requires two bits to store, then we will retain the lower bit in S and uh, move the carry bit into this bit over here. So now, what are the possibilities that we can have for A and B? Oh, We can take several combinations. I prepared this table. I'm just going to make use of this uh, table so that I don't have to produce it again. Yeah. So here, um, slightly reduce the size of this. We'll keep another handy. Yeah. So here we have the possibilities, various possibilities for A and for B, and accordingly, depending upon these, we will have the output. We can have the output. So we will have two outputs. Let's say we have the output S over here, which is the sum. We have the sum here. I'll make it in blue so that, and say we have the carry here. Here also will replace the color. So these are bits, and these variables can take values either 0 or 1. Now, what are the possibilities that we can have? We can have 0, 0, 0, 1. We can have 1, 0, or 1, 1. Okay, these are the four possibilities that A and B can take values. So what do we get as a sum? So if a 0 is added to 0, you get a 0. If 0 is added to 1, you get 1. 1 added to 0 is 1. 1 added to 1 is 2, which is actually 1, 0 in binary. So sum is going to be 0 here itself, but there will be a carry. In all these, there is no carry. So there is no carry here. There is no carry here. But here there is a carry. So this is the truth table that we have for this half adder. It's an example just to explain to you uh, the method of product of sums. Now, if we try to formulate the logic according to, let's say, uh, we can do it using the fundamental products, the method of fundamental products. And if we do that, what are the fundamental products that we can have? So we can see here. So if we see the output using two methods, let's slightly increase this width. So the purpose that I'm doing it. And also let us make one more copy of this because we'll need it. Yeah. So now if we try to write the outputs using the first we are going to discuss for S. Okay. And after that we'll discuss for C. So for S, if we follow the method of sum of products, sum of products. I think it's better if we change this variable. So I'll just write it as sum of products. And here we'll write the fundamental products for S. So here we have not A and B. Okay. And here we have A and not B. Okay. So we know that if we apply this logic, then S can be written as not A and B or A and not B. Okay. Now we have another option. If we do product of sums, if we look at also in another way, product of sums. So here we see that the output here is 0, the output here is 0. If we write the fundamental product corresponding to this, we get a 0 when we have not A and not B. Okay. And this will have to be complemented. It's exceeding the space. Just I'll write a little smaller. So here we have not A and not B. If we use this as a fundamental product, we will get 1. But if we complement this fundamental product, we will get 0. In the same way, here also we have a 0 corresponding to this. If we take A and B, we will get 1, but we have a 0 here. So corresponding to this input pattern, if we always want a 0, then this should be A and B not. So we can see that either we can have this part, which is this part, which we can formulate as a sum of products, or we can have this part over here. And you can see here, if we write it as product of sums, this we know the De Morgan's theorem, and this can be written as A or B. So this will give us a 0. Now, just this 0 is not sufficient. We also should have this 0. That means we should have not A or not B. This should also be another sum that should be valid at the same time. Only then both of these will be 0 at the same time. All the others will be 1. So corresponding to this, we can also write this as equal to A or B and not A or not B. So when this logic is also satisfied, it gives us the same result. You can write a truth table, you can draw a truth table, and you can verify it for yourself. Okay. So here, this is a sum. This is treated as a sum. And how did we get this sum? We applied the De Morgan's theorem to this product. So we got just A or B. Here also we applied De Morgan's theorem and we got not A or not B. So you can see actually it gives us the same result. This S is obtained either by the sum of products method over here. So this is sum of products. Okay. I'll write here products to differentiate it from B. And we have here product of sums. Okay. So this is treated as a sum. This is treated as a sum. And the product, so here you have the and. So this is a Boolean product. It's not an algebraic product in that sense. Okay. In both these cases, we are going to have the same logic. Let us see over here. We had in the output, we had 2 ones and we had 2 zeros. So the number of zeros was equal to the number of ones, and so it really did not matter which was the option, either sum of products or product of sums that we use to produce this circuit. Okay. We can see over here, we can check which requires less number of operations and accordingly carry out the implementation of this logic. If we proceed now to the second part, that is C over here. Okay, so we'll change the color. So for C, we have again we have the sum of products and we have the product of sums. Now here, if we look, the output is 0, 0, 0, 1, and it corresponds to a input of 0, 0, 0. These are the inputs, and this is the output. So corresponding to this, if we write the sum of products, if we write the fundamental products, we'll just have over here A and B, A and B. So if we are to write using the sum of products, this is very simple. We can just write it as equal to A and B. But if we want to realize the same logic using the product of sums, what we can do? We will see what are the outputs here, where when can we get a 0? We can get a 0 when we have, so we will have A, complement A, not A, and not B, and not of that. Okay, this will give us a 0 always here. Here we have not A and B. complement of this, not of this, will always give us a 0 here. Here we have A and not B. When we take the complement of this, we will always have a 0 here. Okay. So in this case, what are the sums? If we apply De Morgan's theorem over here, we have A or B. This will give us 1 0. But at the same time, we should have another 0 also here. That is A or not B. And here, that is not A or B. Okay. And here I am leaving it blank because this is going to give us 1. So the same logic can be realized using the product of sums method if we use A or B, and please be sure to place these operators, Boolean operators. Here you have A or not B and A, not A or B. But you see, it's not wise to implement this logic, the product of sums method for this. I'm sorry, I did one mistake. This should be, I wish you had been a little more attentive and corrected me in time. So this is going to be C, okay? I'm sorry for the mistake. So C is equal to A and B. And that is equal to, okay? So we were actually having a look at C all the time. So C is equal to A and B. So it is A or B, which is this one here. And at the same time, you should also have A or not B or not A or B. So this is the same logic as this, but now you can see that there are more operations. So it would not be wise for us to use the sum of the product of sums method in this case to obtain the logic output for C. So in this case, the sum of products is preferable. In this case, we can have either of these. We can use a product of sums or sum of products. Now, if we want to just understand how to formulate the product of sums in a very simple way, what you have to actually do is look at the inputs and the outputs. Let us look at this part, which is T. Okay. So here, when you are formulating the outputs, when you are formulating the logic corresponding to this output C, you can see that here you have zeros, zeros, 0, 0, and here you have 0. So first of all, you identify wherever you have a 0. And then in the inputs where you have a 0, you keep the variable as it is, A or B. Okay. Unlike the sum of products, unlike the fundamental products. So here you're performing a sum. So here you have A or B. This will give you a 0. Here 0. So this will be A or B. This will give you another 0. Similarly, not A or B will give you a 0. This will give you a 1 if you use a fundamental product. So the same thing over here, in the same way, if you use the product of sums method here, again you can see that the outputs are 0 here and 0 here, and you have inputs 0, 0. So this will be A or B. This will give you a 0. Here you have not A or not B. This will also give you a 0. Okay. So this is an example of the product of sums. Now you may ask when to use which method, and you can see for yourself that it is very convenient for us depending upon the number of ones in the output. Here we had an equal number of ones, but if the number of ones was more over here, then we would require more terms in the sum of products method. And so in that case, the sum of products method would be less economic in comparison to the product of sums method. Just as an example, suppose you had I think I'll just retain the same position. But we can erase
Hello.
the. Hello, yes.
Sir, in input in the first column, we take A naught and B naught. A equal to 0, B equal to 0. But when in the product of a sum, we take the complement of A and B naught. But
That is
in
correct.
the, hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, in the sum of the product, we take the A complement and B complement, the whole complement. But in the product of a sum, we take the A or B. But in the input, we take the complement. We take a complement of A naught and B naught. But sir, according to me, there must be in the product of a sum A naught or B naught.
You see, look at it like this. When you apply sum of products, over here you have a 1, which is output, 1 here, which is an output, okay? So you identify the fundamental product corresponding to this. This is going to be not A and B. And here this is A and not B, okay?
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now this is as far as the sum of products method is there. So you just OR these two products and you get a sum of products. That's what we did over here. Now in contrast, we can, instead of going by the ones, we can go by the zeros. Okay. Now suppose
Yes, sir.
we look at the products that are going to give us zeros. Now the product that is going to give us a zero here, what is that product? It is going to be not A and not B, complement of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, not of not A and not B. And according to De Morgan's theorem, we know that this is actually equal to A or B. Not of A or not of B. That is A or B. Did you get it?
Yes,
Now
sir.
this is a sum, and this sum will always give us a zero. Okay.
Yes,
Whenever
sir.
you have or one over here, this will whenever you have a for a other, whenever you want a zero, say for this combination 0 or 0, when A is 0 or B is 0, you will always get A or B as equal to 0. For all the other combinations, you may or may not get. Okay, but for
Yes.
this, in fact, you will not get. You will not get for the other combinations. So at the same time, you have to find out the other combinations also where you will get a 0. Here, in this last one here, again you have an output of 0. So what happens here? You see?
Yes,
See
sir.
the fundamental product corresponding to this that will give us a 0. The fundamental product that will give us a 0 is A and B. Okay, A and B is going to give us a 1, but we will have to take the complement of that 1 that will ensure that we get a 0. Okay,
Yes, sir.
if we
Yes,
are
sir.
going to write this as a sum, then we can apply the De Morgan's theorem and write it as not A or not B. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Point is now that although we have a 0 here and a 0 here, it's not that we can just OR these two sums. These sums have to be 0 simultaneously. This and this have to be 0 at the same time. And that is why you need an AND operation here. Okay? All
Okay,
the
sir.
others will become ones. All the other outputs will become ones. And so this is the formulation. This is the logic for what we got. I hope it's clear to you now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can also try it out for C. So when is this technique beneficial? When you have less number of zeros in your output in comparison to the ones,
Yes, sir.
okay, then you will have less number of sums. Got it?
Yes, sir.
But you will have more number of products. And so the method of product of sums is more useful for us if we have less number of zeros and more number of ones. Okay, the sum of products method is more useful for us if we have if we have less number of ones and more number of zeros in the output. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So while we were discussing this, suppose you had a situation like this. Suppose you had, let's say, this was one. Okay. Now, if you, I'm sorry, change the bit further on. Here, let us correct this output. Okay, this is not now corresponding to the half adder. It is some arbitrary example. Okay, it's just to discuss when to use a sum and when to use. Suppose we have here a 1 corresponding to this. Okay, it's just a hypothetical example that suppose you get this as the output when you have these as the inputs. So in this case, what is the technique that you will apply? Okay, so in this case, you can see that you have a 1 here, so you will have to use a fundamental product. So corresponding to this, you will have to use not A and not B. Okay, here you will have to use, so here you will have to use not A and B, A and not B. This will of course give you a 0. So this is going to give you it will give you a fundamental sum, which is going to be like this. Okay. Corresponding to this, we will have, so uh, so these are actually, here we are having more number of ones in the output. Okay. And corresponding to this, we will eliminate this because we don't need this now. Because it's corresponding to a 1. So we don't need this. So these are the fundamental products. So here you see that you will need to add one more term, that is or not A and not B. Okay. But when you try to realize it using the sum of the product of sums method, you have only one sum over here. Okay. So this one will go from here. So you are left with this only. So the formulation over here becomes S is equal to, so you have more number of operations when you do the sum of products, but you have less number of operations when you do product of sums. Okay, so this part I am deleting because I don't want it to create confusion in your mind. I hope it's clear to you now. Okay. Yeah. So this is an example just to show you that because we have less number of zeros here, the product of sums method is preferable. In this case, product of sums method, this is preferable because we'll have less number of operations here. Okay, here we have more number of operations if you use sum of products. I hope this method is very clear to you now, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We have another 5 minutes. If you can, if you have any difficulty regarding this or whatever we have discussed so far, please let me know. I will be taking the first quiz once again. Okay. Um, so you will have one more chance, but again the
No, we have doubts that you have already taken.
again the hello, yes.
सर आपने जो क्विज ले ली उसमें हमें 2 क्वेश्चंस में डाउट नहीं है.
Yeah, if you want, I can discuss all those doubts in the next class. If you want, I can discuss those doubts. Okay.
सर अभी जो आपने समझाया ना इसमें सर सम का जो आपने भी फर्स्ट वाला बदला सर उसको 0 रखने पे हम ए नॉट एंड बी नॉट का होल नॉट ले रहे थे.
हाँ.
तो सर हम उसको
A naught और B
ए एंड
naught.
बी सर ए एंड बी भी तो ले सकते थे. उसको ए नॉट एंड बी नॉट का होल नॉट क्यों लिया
किस चीज का? इसका
सर? सबसे ऊपर वाला
इसका ना
जो है.
A and B.
नो सर सबसे ऊपर वाला सर जब ये 0 था.
नहीं, इसके पहले पहले वाला या ये वाला?
सर
This one
ऊपर
or
वाला.
this is the present one, na? Yeah. So this is an example where I modified.
सर इसमें जब इसमें 0 था ओरिजिनल जो क्वेश्चन था हमारा.
हाँ, that is the previous example.
यस सर.
Here.
सर उसमें यस सर. सर उसमें ए नॉट एंड बी नॉट का होल नॉट लिया हमने.
हाँ.
तो सर इसमें ए एंड बी भी तो ले सकते थे.
हाँ, लेकिन हमने उसको कंसिडर नहीं किया ना because the output is 0. So the fundamental product here is not, this is not a fundamental product. This is a fundamental product. This is a fundamental product where you get a 1 over here. Okay. So
Yes,
in
sir.
this sum, we have not taken this one and this one. Got it?
ओके सर. ओके.
Whereas when we are doing product of sums, we look at the zeros. ये zeros के ऊपर बनता है. The logic is based on these zeros. Got it? So you try to
Okay,
find
sir.
out what are the products that will give you a 0. So the product that will give you a 0 is this one here and this one here. But this product, when it appears as a sum, you have to apply the Morgan's theorem, and this sum, it looks like this. This looks like this. Is it clear? This is what I just explained to the question before.
ओके सर.
Okay.
ओके.
Did you understand it now?
यस सर.
So any other query? Yeah, I can discuss the quiz with you in our next lecture. I would also be in the future, you will not get more time. That is what you have to keep in mind. Maybe there may be more questions. Even if you get 10 minutes, because these are very simple quizzes. So giving more time, excessive time will be counterproductive, because then it leaves you more room for more time for malpractices. And so it's not advisable to do that. If you take the pretext of a network connection or having received it late, next time it's not going to be acceptable. Okay, so you have to be very quick. You have to manage within the time. So actually, it doesn't take much time to do these problems. It doesn't take 5 minutes to do the previous quiz, but you have been given those 5 minutes. Even if you were given 2 minutes, that should have been sufficient. But anyway, I expect that in the future we won't have much time, so you have to be very quick while you do the quiz. Okay. Any other question that you have?
So you were telling that we will be given a chance to give the first quiz again.
Yeah,
When will it be?
it will be. We will retake the first quiz. We won't. I won't consider the marks of the first quiz for anybody. But because you want to understand how it is to be done, I'll do it. I'll show it to you once. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other question you have? Since you don't have any more queries, we will wind up for today. So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. Shall I end the lecture here now? So have a good day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.